Hello, this is the JenTalk on What's Love Got to Do with It. And in this one, we're going to talk about the social psychology concepts around attraction, liking, close relationships, intimacy, and long-term relationships. So let's get started. We start with attraction, and sometimes, but not always, we work our way to long-term relationships. Sometimes we want to, and some of the steps don't happen. Other times we don't want to. So there's a real mix in there, and many, if not most of you, have experienced all of these different levels. First of all, somewhere between attraction and long-term relationships are loving, caring, commitment, and intimacy. Let's first start with talking about physical attractiveness. People are strongly influenced, at least in initial encounters, by the physical attractiveness of their peers, or at least their perception of it. And as much as many of us might like to say that physical attractiveness doesn't matter, what we're really probably communicating is we don't necessarily find the same things physically attractive among people as others might find. And yet there are still some commonalities, and we notice them even if they don't necessarily motivate us to a romantic relationship. People who are attractive, and I use air quotes, are also seen as having a variety of positive characteristics. We see them as being more sociable, which doesn't mean that they're extroverted. It just means they're more competent and capable in an interpersonal and social setting. We see them as being more altruistic, and we perceive them as being more intelligent. Now, attractive people versus less attractive people are not necessarily more sociable, altruistic, or intelligent, but they're perceived that way. It seems silly, but study after study shows we tend to think that. Hence, those who are attractive, we attribute more positive qualities to. Studies suggest how we see the following as attractive. Youthful features are perceived as attractive. Many theorists believe that dates back to when we were not very different from animals, but living day to day on the land, and the most important thing was to procreate. And so those who were youthful were obviously going to have the ability to procreate and have more children. Symmetrical features are more attractive. Sometimes we don't even notice that we're noticing or not noticing symmetry. But if someone thinks that someone's eyes are too far apart, or they have a small chin and a wide forehead, or a tiny chin or a tiny forehead and a wide chin, or something like that, they're really commenting on symmetry. And human beings lean towards finding symmetry attractive. Also, we like those who look like us. What? We think to ourselves, that sounds weird. That sounds odd that we'd be attractive to ourselves. But for those who have qualities similar to our own, we tend to find them more attractive. In fact, one of the most basic social psychology tenets is we are drawn to, more comfortable with, more likely to trust, and of course, more likely to be attracted to people that we have things in common with. They're relatable. It's easier and it's reinforcing to find people who are more like us attractive. Now let's talk about love and long-term relationships. When partners in a relationship feel that they are close, and when they indicate that the relationship is based on caring, warmth, acceptance, and social support, we say that that relationship is intimate. So you may have a different notion of what it means to be being intimate, but technically the term refers to caring, warmth, acceptance, and social support that we get from others. So we can have intimate friendships as well, and it doesn't mean they're sexually intimate. Also, communal versus exchange relationships refer to those that exchange that feel that the community provides their relationship its support. And in exchange relationships, the members of that relationship are counting how much they've done or not done within that relationship and sort of keeping tabs to determine if it's acceptable or okay. The more evolved, more mature, intimate relationships are communal, in which everyone or both people are contributing, and while quantitatively it may not be equally, the couple or the partners feel qualitatively that they're each getting what they need to get out of it. Interdependence is also critical, which doesn't mean codependent. It means they've developed a partnership in which they count on each other for things that can be extracted if needed, but the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So we probably feel like our souls are better off when that happens as well. Also, in loving relationships, there is commitment. So commitment to whatever it is that that partnership agrees upon, that you can count on, that provides stability and security. So this triangular model of love then includes all of these elements, and at the different sides of that triangle are intimacy, that caring, warmth, acceptance, and social support; passion, which alone is just a one-night stand; and commitment, where we are sure that we can count on others for what they've said they're going to do, and in ways that meet our needs and expectations. Love needs all three: intimacy, passion, and commitment. So from attraction to commitment, have you experienced attraction, love, and commitment? Ask yourself about those elements of it. And if you're looking to experience all of them, you'll want to look to include all of these factors. If you have found yourself to be in a relationship where people are counting who's got more or less, or if you have a tendency to do that, you want to rethink that. Consider what you need to understand and do to experience the level of attraction and love that you want. Commitment requires you to be vulnerable. To really achieve love, there's a level of vulnerability that you will not be able to avoid. And when in doubt, be transparent and listen to your partner. Those elements allow you to be vulnerable and also hear and understand things that maybe will allow you to be better at committing and receive commitment. Thank you.